Now we understand the neurological price that we pay when we try to navigate human dynamics by sheer guesswork. Let's look at the map that simplifies it all, the framework. Think of the Jigsaw Discovery Behavioural Framework not as a way to put people into boxes, but rather as a lens to help you understand how individuals naturally process information, how they manage their time, communicate, and react to workplace situations. It helps to break down the messy complexity of being human into a visual framework of human behaviour. And as a manager, this framework helps us to master three critical stages. First, self-awareness, knowing our own natural default settings. Then learning how to read the behaviours, communications of our team members. And thirdly, it enables us to develop that golden skill of intentionally shifting our approach so our messages land effectively with each and every team member. So let's take a look at the four fundamental behavioural preferences that make up the framework on your screen. There are four colours, each representing a different style of processing the workplace environment, of communicating, preferred ways of working. So if we start by looking at the top left jigsaw piece, the red. This style is fast-paced, highly assertive, intensely outcome-focused. People with a strong red preference look at a project and ask, what does this achieve? How fast can we get it done? They appreciate brief, bottom-line summaries and quick action. If we move to the top right, our creative yellow. This is also a fast-paced style, but its core focus is on opportunities and possibilities, ideas, creativity. A strong yellow preference brings energy and enthusiasm, a love for brainstorming possibilities and ideas. And they ask the kind of questions about who's involved, what new ideas can we explore, how can we build on this idea. By dropping down to the bottom right, we come to our green. Now this style operates at a more thoughtful pace, focusing heavily on team harmony, support, collaboration. They are the bedrock of team cohesion, asking, how does this change affect our people? How can we support each other through it? And finally, the bottom left jigsaw piece, our organised blue. This style is measured, objective, process-driven. A strong blue preference values data, logic and precision. They look at the situation and ask, what's the historical data? Where is the evidence? What is the exact process that we are following? Now that we've laid out the framework of the four fundamental jigsaw preferences, it's time to think about your preference. And I want you to look closely at the four profiles displayed on the screen. Remember our neuroscience check-in. Your natural behavioural style is your comfort zone. It's the path of least resistance, where your brain processes interactions smoothly, using very little metabolic energy. Managing a style that is completely opposite to yours is what forces your brain into that high energy prefrontal cortex zone that is draining of your cognitive battery and contributing directly to declining engagement. So I have a two-part challenge for you. First, I want you to identify your natural default, the behavioural preference that feels like your automatic pilot. And then I want you to identify your prefrontal cortex drain, the behavioural preference that takes the most intentional effort for you to manage, to communicate with, or lead. I just want you to stop the recording there and take a moment just to identify those for yourself.